Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. A very warm welcome to everyone, especially to my subscribers. I just wanted to do a quick video on the S24 Ultra with the Xperia 1 Mark V. For some of you who are on the Xperia, who are using the Xperia 1 Mark V and maybe would like to consider the S24 with all of the extra things that they have added. Pretty good stuff actually. So this is going to be a quick hardware review, but just like a comparison in respect to other devices. Not my full daily driver. I'm still using the Xperia 1 Mark V for the time being, but soon I will be moving over to this device and I'll explain to you why I'm moving away from the Xperia 1 Mark V. Okay, so first, let's get some comparison out of the way. Now, let's compare this here once again. As you can see, there is almost a centimeter, that you lose on this device. Now, the build on this phone is great. Let's have a look on the S24 Ultra. Right now, I haven't cranked up the brightness. I'm going to show you that in a minute. The build construction on the border is what they call the titanium finish. This is a very brush. I got the version in black. The black is not like a black matte black or a dark black. It's more like a gunmetal. I really like it a lot. I think it's almost the most aesthetic one. It's maybe less original than the violet or the titanium color one, but the finish is rock solid. It's super well made. Just like the Xperia, it feels very polished, and Samsung have done finally an amazing job on one thing, and I am so happy about it. I cannot tell you how cool this is. Finally, this is a flat screen device. Up to this S22 and even S23, you had curved here, a curved screen. And on a phone that has a pen, it had never made sense to me. Why would you want to have... I appreciate this is more like a personal thing. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm in the latter camp. I hated it. Why? Because when I'm taking notes, I specifically often put down my phone on a table when I'm writing, be it on the plane, on the train, or at work when I'm showing something to colleagues, when doing some design and sketch work. And sometimes you would just fall off the screen when writing because it was curved. Basically, that was one of my pain points, and I'm so glad that we finally have a flat screen, and that was also one of the main drivers of why I went onto this S24. That was the main one. The second one, there are three reasons why I decided to go on this. The second reason is obviously the better Snapdragon chip than the Exynos crap that they put in, pardon my French. And the third reason was, well, the S Pen. Having used this phone for a year now, I can now say that definitely the S Pen, because I have been such a long user of the Note, I did miss my S Pen on many occasions. I just wanted to have the ability to take out that pen, scribble down a note, show something to someone, or take a picture and draw something on it. I have been using it a lot, and I must say that I was missing the S Pen. So those were the main reasons I came back. And the bigger display also, yeah, I guess that's the fourth reason. Okay, now I just wanted to bring in two guests in here just to kind of give you a comparison, right? This is my good old PSP, and frankly speaking, this was a great device. I've enjoyed playing many games on it over the years. It's a very old device, and you can just see the size of the screen. Wow. Wow, this is when I compare phones with this PSP, I remember how much I enjoyed playing Need for Speed on this and whatnot and other games. We have these amazing devices now, in our pockets to be able to game. Okay, now let's talk a bit about the screen brightness now. So I've maxed out both of these devices right now. They're on full brightness. I'm just going to bring down my shutter here. All right, so I'm here on full brightness on both devices. Here we go. We're on full brightness on both devices. And when I look at the screen right now on white, I might have maybe missing an option here on the S24 Ultra. I know there's an option here that enables you to expand the brightness a bit. I don't think that it is available on the Xperia. But to me, when I look at it, the white definitely, this is the same page that I've loaded here. The Xperia 1 Mark V looks way brighter than the S24. The white looks better too, and to my eyes, the white is definitely white here. And it's a bit less bright and less white. It might be a little blue tone on this 24. I would have to see, maybe there's an option here, adaptive brightness. I'm just going to turn that off in case that is impacting the brightness, and I'm going to turn on the extra brightness here option, done, and see. And I think, yeah, this has made it a bit more bright, but I think that the Xperia 1 Mark V is holding its own pretty good. It's supposed to be 2600 nits. It's supposed to go up till that point. Just with a pinch of salt, take what I'm saying here, because there might be an option to further override this that I might be missing. But just, you know, still not very familiar with this device yet, because it's only been a week now that I've been using it. So, but in terms of brightness, this hasn't jumped now to my eyes as being super bright. Both are excellent screens. Both are amazing screens. Now, let's have a look at how well the sound and the microphone recording works on both devices. So I'm just going to record my voice as I speak, and we're going to see how both of these devices are going to be able to handle the voice recording. So on the right hand side, I'm recording with the Sony's Music Pro app that comes with the phone. And on the left hand side, I'm using the Samsung voice recorder. And I'm just equally away from both devices. So let's see how well the recording works. I'm just speaking at a normal voice tone level. And both of the phones are approximately 50 centimeters away from me. And there's the OnePlus that is, the Nothing phone, sorry, that is just in between me and the two phones. So we'll see how well they pick up my voice and how well the sound playback will be. All right, let's have a look. So this is save in voice 5. Okay, so let's play the Samsung. I'm going to put this on full volume for the speaker here, and I'm going to do the same here on the Sony Xperia. Yeah, both are now on full volume. Let's have a look on the Samsung first. So on the right hand side, I'm recording with the Sony's Music Pro app that comes with the phone. And on the left hand side, I'm using the Samsung voice recorder. And I'm just equally away from both devices. So that's pretty decent. I mean, it's recorded pretty well. It's not too much background noise or whatnot. Let's have a look with the Sony. Side, I'm recording with the Sony's Music Pro app that comes with the phone, and on the left hand side I'm using the Samsung voice recorder, and I'm just equally away from both devices. So let's see how the voice recording, so how well the recording works. I'm just on the right hand side, I'm recording with the Sony. Now, interestingly enough, definitely Samsung has a much better output in terms of volume, unless provided that I haven't disabled some kind of obscure setting in there on the Sony that might bring down substantially the noise. But it seems that definitely, although both of these speakers are stereo here and they're front facing and the voice is normally coming towards you, so it's very useful when, for example, when you're gaming, definitely the Samsung have done a much better job to overall output. So now we're going to have a look at the Wi-Fi speed. So this is Wi-Fi 6, maybe even 6E, I can't remember, but definitely Wi-Fi 6. I think it's also compatible with E. And Wi-Fi 7, although my router here is a Wi-Fi 6 Nighthawk from Netgear. So obviously we won't be able to get the Wi-Fi 7 speed here test. And I'm on a 2.5 gig fiber connection here on my Netgear. And I'm using 5 gigahertz. So I've connected both of the phones on the same access point, 5 gigahertz. And let's see how this works out. So I'm going to run them one by one. So on the left we have the S24, on the right we have the Xperia. So I'm getting here, let's say 1.1, 1.2 gigs with the S2 Ultra on Wi-Fi. Okay, 1.3, all right. So average, let's say 1.1, which is okay, which is pretty good. And on the Xperia, sometimes, normally on average, I do hit the 1 gig normally with this phone. But more recently, I don't know why, I've seen it, I've done some other tests and I've seen it drop more now towards the 700, 800 Mbps mark rather than the 1 gig. I don't think it's due to the proximity of anything here. It's the same access point and I don't think there'll be any problem here, but we'll have to see. But overall, I think with the better CPU here, this is a Snapdragon 2, great processor. Obviously, this is the newer device, newer everything, so on the same access point. But you see that we've gotten here to the 1 gigs. Obviously, Wi-Fi 7, this is going to be very future-proof, so this is excellent. But the Xperia one is holding its own, 1.1 here also. It's very good. All right, now, besides that, 7 years support, that is fantastic. I must say Samsung have done a great job here. Obviously, I don't think that anyone's going to keep their phone for 7 years. I think it's just way too long. Regardless of how good the CPU right now is in this device, technology will have substantially evolved in 7 years' time. But nevertheless, it's still very good to see how committed Samsung are with 7 years update. Sony, from what I know, I don't think they have the greatest track record of doing anything. If we get, let's say, 2 or 3 years of updates on this phone, I think they have said that they would support this for 3 years, updates on this Xperia. That would be good. But I think that one place where there have been never really good at Sony is when it comes to keeping the software updated and whatnot. So we'll see. The hardware is really good on this phone. It would be a pity not to evolve it, but we will see. Now, another thing. From my experience, I've seen other reviewers. I haven't fully, like I said, used this in terms of photo and all of their capabilities, but I hear that the selfie camera is really good on this. Unfortunately, I just don't understand that Sony have included 3 different apps, including for the video and the picture taking. And the apps are really, really good. I mean, they give you full control for pictures and videos. But one thing that's really appalling when we come to taking pictures with this phone is when you're in basic mode and you just want to snap a picture, right? You just want to take a picture of something. I'm just surprised, like how, bad the photo will come out in terms of, just overall color. I don't understand how Sony have managed just not to give, with all this hardware goodness that's in this phone, just to be able to take a selfie or just a quick snapshot, how bad the picture comes out most often than not. Samsung, in my previous Note devices, I've never had this problem. It just takes good pictures, but I will have to see. I haven't personally tested it. I can only go by what other reviewers that I've heard on YouTube have said about the selfie camera. So that's maybe one thing that would be really nice to see on the Xperia device. Maybe with the next Xperia that comes out and the software update that might come, maybe this Mark V will get also some nice camera updates, which they will fix it, because frankly speaking, the hardware is really good on this phone. Snapdragon has kept the beat and everything. So I've played, there's one game that I play a lot. It's a MOBA called Arena of Valor. Both of them, I've been able to push the the settings of the graphic settings to max everywhere. And both phones have handled the game very well. I just prefer it playing on a bigger screen. So I felt very, let's say, a bit constrained when I was playing this on the Xperia because of the more narrower screen. That same game playing on the S22 Exynos chip, I could not put all of the max settings. That was appalling. That was a 1,300 euro phone. This is another thing that I want to mention about is cases. So I'm just going to put the Xperia on the side here. This phone, because of the camera setup here, will not sit flat. It will just not sit flat on, as you can see here, you can hear it and you can see it normally. How you can see it right here, there's a wobble, right? This is the entry case of the Spigen Armor series, and if I must say that these guys know how to make cases. I've always used the Spigen cases with my Note, especially going on from my Note 9. They've helped me tremendously. I don't know how many times the case has helped me prevent breaking my screen or not. So all of you, definitely I would recommend Spigen Armor. I've been using them for many, many years, definitely. Now, this is the Liquid Air case for the S24. I do not recommend this case. Not because of the quality of its grip or whatnot. I think that in terms of, I'm just going to put up my shutter here to get a bit more light. The case is really nice. You know, it has a bit of a rugged feel to it. It won't slip in your hands. It has a nice texture here. It has a little design. I'm just gonna focus a bit here. You can see that it has a nice triangular design here. It fits well. I mean, it feels well. Obviously, it fits well. Otherwise, that would be a big problem. But there's one big downside. What I was hoping with this case is that the case would would even out the camera. As you can see, it doesn't. It comes and fully protects the lenses behind, but you still have the wobble. I heard another case, which is exactly this one, but this was the case of my S22. This is the Spigen Cryo something tough armor, whatever. I can't remember the name. This case is really nice. It has a rubbery feel to it, which this one does not. This one's like a bit more plastic or whatnot, but this Cryo armor case, mine has been worn off because, man, I've used a lot of the S22 for 1 year and then I stopped using it, but I don't know why the case started breaking up a bit here, but it's a very good case. I mean, I've ordered it again, so just to prove the point that for me at least, it's just very good. And the big advantage of this case is that when you put it here, if memory serves me well, obviously I cannot, show it to you with this, but what happens is that the whole camera array here is well surrounded by this whole opening that you see here. So when you put your phone down, it's completely flat. Get a case, and this is one that is like that will completely cover your camera array here, your lens array here, such that, it will be flat on the table and you won't have any issues when you write on it, write with the S Pen. So there you have it, guys. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. I just haven't had the full quality time I expect, but in a couple of weeks, come back to the channel later on, and you will see, hopefully I'll be uploading a review with a more detailed, more videos compared with the S-Cinetone profile and the Sony and the Samsung and the different, obviously the slow-mo is a big thing also that they've added here. So yeah, I'm just gonna be able to show you all of that. All right, guys, take care and stay safe. Bye.